Hello, Meoni here, and we're looking at the full patch notes today for patch 6.1 and specifically the job changes. There's only other minor changes to the notes themselves and additions. For the most part, it's just the job changes that are coming in 6.1, and they're a little bit spicy to say the very least. So let's just hit straight on these. So it says actions and traits have been adjusted as follows. It says each action and trait is listed as it appears at level 90. So anything we read here, even if it's related to a low level spell or ability, it will be whatever it appears at level 90, not something prior to that, so bear that in mind. Healer role actions then specifically, it says lucid dreaming is now acquired at level 14. Previously this was attained at level 24. This is to make it so that mana isn't really an issue. Prior to level 24, if you're having issues, then you have lucid dreaming now. Easy peasy. Let's look at Gladiator and Paladin first then. Looks like we're going to do tanks first. So Iron Will has been changed. This recast time has been reduced from 10 to 3 seconds. Clemency has the execution of this no longer interrupts action combos, and that applies to Holy Spirit as well, which is interesting. Requesicat is the additional effect grants Blade of Faith ready when the effect of Requesicat ends, has been added with a duration of 30 seconds. Okay. Holy Circle, execution no longer interrupts action combos. That's good. Confitia, we have the additional effect of restoring own health has been added with a cure potency of 400, so extra healing to Confitia there. Interesting. Blade of Faith, no longer a combo action with Confitia. The requirement of Blade of Faith ready has been added, and the additional effect of restores own HP has been added with a cure potency of 400. That's very interesting. Blade of Truth, the additional effect restores own HP has been added with a cure potency of 400, and the same with Blade of Valor as well, with the same potency. We also have Divine Magic Mastery 2, now adds a healing effect to Confitia. So basically, lots more self-healing for Paladin, bringing it back up in line with stuff like Warrior. Very good. Nice positive changes. I don't really have much to say about Paladin, but that's a fairly nice set of changes. I think most Paladins will agree. Warrior then has had a slightly different take on things. It's nice to see, first of all, I don't see a nerf to their self-healing. It's nice to see bloodwetting not mentioned here, quite honestly. But there is some other changes. So Defiance, it says the recast time has been reduced from 10 to 3 seconds. Okay. Overpower, the area of effect has been changed from a cone before you to all nearby enemies. I believe this means they're turning it into a circle AoE rather than a cone. This will be a circle around your character. So this does have the effect of having reach behind your character now with Overpower, which is sometimes useful, especially if a monster runs behind you and attacks a healer or something, or I don't know, sometimes this stuff happens. Maybe that's why they've changed that, but apart from that, I'm not really sure why they would change it from a cone. It doesn't look like they've changed anything else to that, but for anybody who's expecting a cone in front of you, it looks like there'll be a circle around you, basically. It could be better, but obviously less positional requirement of your character to actually, overpower a group of enemies. So I guess you can just stand wherever you want and just press the button. Inner Release, it says, stacks of Inner Release now only apply to Fell Cleave and Decimate. The additional effect of Nullify, Stun, Sleep, Bind, and Heavy, and most knockback and draw-in effects has been changed to grants Inner Strength, Nullifying Stun, Sleep, Bind, Heavy, and most knockback and draw-in effects. So it's even more useful then than it was previously. That's a really good change. Overall, Warrior looks pretty good. It's still going to be the king of self-healing, in my personal opinion. I don't think that needs to be changed. And it looks like they're bringing the other tanks up in line with them rather than bringing this down. Very nice changes. Dark Knight then has probably got some of the most significant changes that people are going to be very happy with. So first of all, let's just read through this stuff. Grit, it says the recast time has been reduced from 10 to 3 seconds. You'll notice that's happened to all of the stances on all of the tanks. Don't know why that's there, it just is. Flood of Darkness, the potency has been reduced from 130 to 100. Okay, fair enough. A little bit of a potency nerf there. Blood weapon, however, now this is interesting. Now it grants 5 stacks of the blood weapon effect, and the effect duration has been increased from 10 to 15 seconds. That is huge. Blood weapon with stacks? That's nice. That's really nice. Stalwart Soul, now acquired at level 40, so that's just a level change. It was 72 previously to this, so that's nice. You have Stalwart Soul earlier. And Living Dead, so this is the one that's most interesting. The additional effect of restores HP with each weapon skill successfully delivered or spell cast has been added with a cure potency of 1,500. Holy crap, that's a lot of potency. If an amount of HP totaling your maximum HP is restored before Walking Dead timer runs out, the effect will now change to Undead Rebirth with a duration carried over from the time remaining for Walking Dead. While under the effect of Undead Rebirth, most attacks will not lower your health below 1. So they're essentially changing that to have a cure potency increase, and also we have what is essentially a Holmgang, right? That's basically what that is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks like how they've changed that. So previously, my big issue with Living Dead was just how incredibly hard it was to top people up, and how it wasn't a very good, effective cooldown. It kind of is really good now. I'm really pleased with those changes. So you got 1,500 potency lifesteal, so you've got more likelihood of healing that amount, and you get healed for 100% worth of your health. So yeah, I like Undead Rebirth. You know, you get a full duration invuln without a KO risk. That's what we wanted. That's actually kind of addressed my big issues with Dark Knight, and I'm kind of tempted to play it, especially with the blood weapon change now. That's really good. That's really good. Gunbreaker, they've changed Royal Guard, obviously the stances, recast time down to 3 seconds from 10. Monk then, perfect balance is the only thing that's being changed. It says, can no longer be executed while under the effect of any beast chakra. Now, I don't know enough about Monk to comment on that, so is that a good thing? Dragoon then, jump, the action animation has been shortened. Cool. Action now changes to Mirage Dive while under the effects of Mirage Dive ready. High Jump, the action animation has also been shortened. Basically, all of the action animations to Elusive Jump, Spine Shatter Dive, and Dragonfire have all been shortened. I don't know why that is, but yeah, I suppose, is that to fit more things in? Like, was it excessively long previously? I'm not sure. When I play Dragoon, I don't really see any problems, but again, I don't play it at endgame, so you might have different thoughts on that. So Ninja next then. So the first change to Hide is an interesting one. It says now dispels the effect of Doton upon execution, which is presumably to remove the precasting of Doton by having people in Hide. Very interesting. Very interesting. Mug, however, the additional effect of increases targets damage taken by 5% has been added with a duration of 20 seconds. They said this was going to happen previously. Trick Attack increases the target's damage taken by 5% has been changed to only your own damage. It increases the damage you deal to the target by 10%. So Trick Attack is now just for you. Aeolian Edge, the potency has been increased from 360 to 380, and the rear combo potency is from 420 to 440. That's a nice positive buff. Shikuchi, the action animation has been shortened. You'll see that quite a bit in these patch notes. Maybe they were a bit long. Doton then, the potency has been increased from 70 to 80, and the effect duration has been reduced from 24 to 18 seconds. So a sort of like buff but nerf at the same time kind of thing. Hake Mujin Satsu, sorry for the pronunciation. The combo potency has been increased from 120 to 130, which is a nice buff. Armor Crush combo potency has been increased from 340 to 360. The Flank combo potency has been increased from 400 to 420. Oh god, I can never say this. Bavakakra, the potency is now 350 down from 400, so a little bit of a change there. Phantom Kamaitachi, The potency has been increased from 550 to 600, and melee mastery is now available at level 74, down from 84. So that's pretty good. The melee mastery change is pretty good. That means you'll be doing a lot more DPS at lower levels. Very good stuff. Then we come on to Samurai, which I think most Samurais will feel like they've got the poop end of a stick, unfortunately, this time around, and it's very difficult to not agree with them. However, let's look at them and then you can judge that. So Hakaze potency has been increased from 180 to 200, so that's an increase. Jinpu potency has been increased from 100 to 120. Third Eye, the effect duration has been increased from 3 to 4 seconds. Shifu's potency has been increased from 100 to 120. Gecko potency has been increased from 100 to 120, and the combo potency is now 330 up from 320, and the rear combo potency is actually at 380 from 370. Hinganbana, damage over time potency has been increased from 30 to 45. Mangetsu, that potency of that combo has been increased from 110 to 120. Kasha potency has been increased from 100 to 120. Combo potency is 320 to 330. Flank combo potency 370 to 380. Then we have Tenka Goken that says area of effect has been changed from a cone before you to nearby enemies, much like with the warrior overpower change. So I suppose that's interesting. It means you have a wider reach, but you won't have to sort of like target and focus that. I don't know why they're doing that, but I guess it makes it easier. Oka, it says combo potency has been increased from 110 to 120. Yukikaze has been increased potency to 120 from 100, and the combo's 300 from 280. Midair set Sugeka, that potency is actually reduced to 600 from 660, and the attack is now guaranteed to land a critical hit. Very interesting. Meikyo Shisui, ranged weapon skills no longer count toward the effect of this action. Interesting. That is very interesting. Hisatu Shinten, now quite at level 52. Previously it was 62, and that potency has been reduced from 270 to 250. Hisatsu Yaten, the activation time has been adjusted to match that of other backstep actions. Hisatsu Kayuten now is acquired at level 62, down from 64. Keishi Hinganbana, potency reduction from 300 to 200. Keishi Goken, potency reduction from 420 to 280. That's really significant. Area of effect has been changed from a cone to nearby enemies as well on that one. Keishi Setsugeka, the potency has been reduced drastically from 990 to 600. However, that is now a guaranteed critical hit. And Shoha, the potency has been reduced from 580 to 500. Ogi Namakiri, potency reduction by 100 to 800 from 900, and the attack is now a guaranteed crit hit. And Keishi Namakiri, that potency is down from 1,350 to 800, as well as that being a critical hit. So things to take from that, a lot of people are going to be like, they're removing a lot of the spike damage, but it feels to me like they're spreading that damage across abilities more than just having that spike damage. It might overall equal a better situation, but some people will probably look into the mathematics behind this and realize maybe it's a little less better off than it was previously. But I think that's what they're trying to go for, is spreading around that damage rather than having it from just one or two abilities, which is where obviously your guaranteed critical hits come in, but now you've got that across the board. Very interesting changes. I'm not sure how I feel about them personally, but I don't play Samurai Endgame, but our static Samurai doesn't seem very impressed with them so far from what we've talked anyway. Reaper changes then, very small. Hell's Ingress and Egress have changed. So there's a duration of Enhanced Harp, which is the ability to teleport, has been increased from 15 to 20 seconds on both of them, and the action animation's been shortened, and Regress normally has been shortened animation as well. So it's faster for you to TP around. Very cool. Nice. Easy. Archer/Bard, it says repelling shot range has been increased from 5 to 15 yards. That's good. The activation time has been adjusted to match that of other backstep actions. Nice to have 15 yards range on that. Very good. Battle Voice no longer requires the effect of Mage's Ballad, Army's Peon, if I could speak, or the Wanderer's Minuet to be active. Very interesting. That's a positive change. The Wanderer's Minuet, the action now changes to Pitch Perfect upon execution. These are very minor changes, honestly. The biggest one probably being to Battle Voice there, but overall, I don't think that's going to change things drastically. It's just timing. Machinist doesn't look like they got the buffs they potentially needed. I could be wrong. Heat Blast potency increased from 170 to 180. Wildfire potency per weapon increase per weapon skill landed has been increased from 150 to 200. That's a bigger one. Drill 570 to 580. In fact, 570 to 580 on Air Anchor as well. Pile Bunker 650 to 680 potency. Crowned Collider 750 to 780. Chainsaw 570 to 580 potency now. Overall, that's what? How much of a potency, like how much damage increase is that going to be overall? I'm not sure. It maybe like, is it in the low percents? It's like 2, maybe 5%, something like that. It's not even that far, is it? It's like 1 or 2%, something like that. It'll be interesting to see where it is. They got a buff, well, potency changes. Will it be enough to bring it where it needs to be? I don't personally think so, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't play it. Dancer. So Dancer changes, you'll see that Standard Step, Mboit, I can't speak, Entrechat, and Jeet, and Pirouette are all categorized as weapon skills now. So they're just, I don't know if tooltip changes. Cascade, the additional effect of 50% chance of granting Flourishing Symmetry, has been changed to 50% chance of granting Silken Symmetry. Okay. Fountain's been changed from 50% chance of granting Flourishing Flow to Silken Flow. Windmill has been changed from 50% chance of Flourishing Symmetry to Silken Symmetry. Reverse Cascade, the requirement for execution has been changed from can only be executed under the effect of Flourishing Symmetry to be only executed under the effect of Silken Symmetry or Flourishing Symmetry. Oh, right, so that gives you another option there. Blade Shower, the additional effect, 50% chance of granting Flourishing Foe has been changed to 50% chance of granting Silken Flow. Right. Rising Windmill, the requirement for execution has been changed from can only be executed under the effect of Flourishing Symmetry to both Silken and Flourishing, and that's the same for Fountain Fall and Blood Shower. And then Technical Step has been categorized as a weapon skill. It says players can still receive the effect of Flourishing Symmetry and Flourishing Flow rather from the Flourish action. So if I'm understanding this at all, it looks like the procs gained from Flourish can now overlap with the ones gained from your GCDs instead of overwriting them. If I've read that correctly, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that's a really positive change. So instead of overwriting those, they're going to stack. It allows them to overlap. I think that's a DPS increase, honestly. Interesting. I don't play Dancer at endgame, but I think if I'm understanding that correctly, that's what that means. Summoner then, we have Ruby Ruin. Recast time from 2.5 to 3 seconds. Interesting. Potency has been increased from 300 to 340. That's a nice increase. Ruby Outburst has the same recast time changed to 3 seconds. Potency is up to 160 from 140 now. Ruby Ruin 2, same recast time changed to 3 seconds. Potency is 380. So that's 40 more over the 340 it was previously. Ruby Ruin 3, same cooldown reduction changed to 3 seconds. Potencies to 410 from 360, and Ruby Wright's got the same recast time changed to 3 seconds. Potency increased from 450 to 510. Interesting, nice positive changes. Searing Light, the action is now executed directly from the caster rather than the carbuncle. We know about that one before. Ruby Disaster, the recast time has been increased from 2.5 to 3 seconds. Potency from 170 to 190. Ruby Catastrophe, 180 to 210 potency. Same recast time change to 3 seconds. And Ruin Mastery 4, The increase of potency for Ruby Riot has been changed from 450 to 510. Overall, small changes, but big changes overall, I think, to Summoner. I don't know if that's where it needs to be, but they don't seem to have changed anything specifically. It looks pretty positive. Overall, very minor, just potency changes. Red Mage then, displacement, the action animation has been shortened, so it'll be even quicker for you to jump backwards. Very cool. Then we move on to White Mage and Conjurer. We have changes to low-level stuff as well here. The MP cost reductions, though, are pretty big. On Stone, for example, 400 to 200. Arrows, 400 to 200 as well. The effect duration has been increased to 30 seconds on Arrow as well, by the way. That's pretty big, up from 18. That makes me happy, personally. Stone 2, potency's now... the MP cost is 200 from 400. Regen potency... why do I keep saying potency? Regen MP cost is now 400 from 500. That's pretty nice. Little bits here and there. They're chipping away at the costs, which is really nice. QF3, the area of effect radius has been increased to from 6 to 10 yards. Not going to complain about that. That means that you've got a even more likelihood of actually landing QF3. And people who weren't using it before should. Honestly, it's really good. I see a lot of people not use QF3 for some reason. It's bloody good. Aero 2, MP cost reduction from 400 to 200. And that duration's gone up to 30 seconds as well. That's very nice. Asylum's got a big change. That's now 10 yards in range instead of 8. Those extra 2 yards are going to be all the difference. This, though, is a big one. Secret of the Lily. It says time before a lily is added to the healing gauge has been reduced from once every 30 seconds to once every 20 seconds. Holy crap. Lilies every 20 seconds? That's interesting. So you generate 3 lilies every minute, right? Wow. That's 4 GCDs a minute with 0 MP cost, right? That's huge. Oh, bosses are going to melt now. That's a really, really big change. But yeah, lilies every 20 seconds. That's really nice. Really, really nice. Holy crap. Stone 3 potency has been reduced from 230 to 220. MP cost, however, reduced from 400 to 300. That's well worth the trade-off, I think. Stone 4 potency has been reduced from 270 to 260. Afflator's Misery, here we go. Potency has been increased from 900 to 1,240. Hello, that's a big change. The reduction in potency after the first enemy has been increased from 25% to 50%. So that's a huge increase. Misery is even more powerful than it was before. That combined with your lilies every 20 seconds, this is a huge DPS increase for White Mage. A huge DPS. It's also a huge MP increase as well. They might have fixed a lot of the issues that people had with White Mage here. Liturgy of the Bell then, this is the final change. The additional healing effect from remaining stacks of Liturgy of the Bell will now be triggered when time expires or upon executing this action a second time. Oh, so like Astrologian. That's interesting. That's really cool. Overall, White Mage, huge positive changes. They're going to be huge. People are going to love White Mage if they didn't already. Scholar then. Ruin MP cost reduction from 400 to 300. That's nice. Embrace has had the range from which party members can be targeted has been increased. Doesn't say how much though. Interesting. Bio has had its MP cost reduced to 300 from 400. Same for Bio 2. Sacred Soil, the area of effect radius has been increased from 8 to 10 yards. Very nice. And Expedient, the effect duration of Expedience has been reduced from 20 to 10 seconds. Okie dokie. Yeah, it was a bit of a powerful skill. So 10 seconds of Expedience down from 20. That's going to be quite significant. How significant? I have no idea. It's probably still going to be very meta, though. Very meta indeed. Astrologian, the only thing changing is Combust. The effect duration has been increased from 18 to 30 seconds. Very cool. And my personal main at the moment, Sage, Dosis. The MP cost has been reduced from 400 to 300. Yeah, that's fine. That's nice. Soteria now grants 4 stacks of the Soteria effect. Each potency has been increased from 50 to 70. Oh, I like that. That's really nice. An Adder Sting. Now gain maximum stacks of Adder Sting upon entering an instance or restarting an instance battle. Oh shit, so you have all that stuff extra at the start of a fight. Oh, that would be interesting to use. A lot more burst then, potentially. I like that. Sage, small changes, but honestly, there's not much that needs to be changed, but they're positive. And finally, new traits. There's 2 traits to be talking about here. Ninja, level 84, melee mastery 2. Increases the potency of Spinning Edge to 220 and Gust Slash to 160. Very cool. And Samurai, here we go, level 66, Way of the Samurai, and 84, Way of the Samurai 2. Way of the Samurai 1 increases the potency of Hakaze to 200, Jinpu to 120, and Shifu to 120. And Way of the Samurai 2 increases the potency of Gecko, Kasha, and Yukikaze to 120. Oh, fair enough. And of course, Samurai has had Kaiten removed. Hisatsu Kaiten has been removed from the game. So, yeah. That's pretty much where that is. The job gauges, it says the appearance of dancers as spirit gauge when filled to 50 or higher has been adjusted to be more discernible. We talked about this before. And the sound effect when playing a bard's soul voice gauge reaches 100 will now also play when a gauge reaches 80. Moreover, a new visual indicator has been added for when the gauge reaches 80. And that's pretty much the changes. So a lot of that, I mean, the latter stuff we knew. But big changes then to White Mage that should address a lot of the issues that people had. This might be the patch that fixes a lot of things people have a problem with, unless you're a Samurai, which is going to be on the wall if it's better or not. Dancer, that's nice with without the overwriting abilities there. Machinist, it's not the increase they necessarily needed, but it's a positive anyway. Reaper, no changes. Yeah, Samurai is an interesting place. Ninja looks to be quite a positive change. We'll see how that works out. Same with Dragoon and Dark Knight. Honestly, I think we have to give it to Dark Knight to be probably one of the most impactful changes from 6.1. Just the idea of blood weapon stacks and Living Dead basically being, you know, actually really bloody useful now. Yeah, this has got me hyped. As a healer, this makes me very happy, especially this bit. So yeah, very cool. Let me know what you think about the patch notes. Obviously, the major changes usually come in these big patches. The other big changes only come in expansion. So has it addressed what you wanted? Or has this only added to more things that you would like to see? What would you change? Let me know below. And if you're happy, and I'll see you all next time. I'm so hyped for tomorrow, by the way. Expect videos to be as soon as the servers go live. Much love, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.